Hello and welcome to the Build With Baer Workshop. My name is Pat Bear. I'm here to build a model kit and to hang out with all of you. I'm throwing the Bear Cave, the Lego, the site, the tier 2 blue emote in the chat. If you are currently a subscriber, reply with those emotes. If you are not yet a subscriber, you can say hi or use other people's emotes. Or if you feel like being a lurker, you can go ahead and lurk. Before the stream kicked off for real, Harold resubscribed at 1 month, for 1 month at tier 1. That's 72 months. It says 8 times 9 is 72. That's all I've got. But because I now am using alerts through Twitch instead of through Stream Elements or Streamlabs, I can do this. I can just have it replay and it can show up again. And it's very easy for me to do that instead of having to like go to the Stream Elements page, tab over there, find it, and then hit refresh. I can do that right in my activity feed in my dashboard, and that's helpful. Hello, Lashbrook. And also Crazy says, model building, woo. Indeed, model building. We're finishing up the Epyon tonight. But anyway, yeah, I've integrated all of my alerts are now through Twitch. So they all show up. They're all uniform. The only other alerts I have are my Ko-Fi. If someone donates a Ko-Fi, I have a thing that pops up. And then... well, the only other one I would have that would appear is, yeah, because I did that. Oh, yeah, because a Throne is, I can now integrate Throne through this. So if somebody bought something on Throne, there'd be a pop-up, and that would be nice to see. Yeah, basically, it's going to make my life a little easier. And it's, you know, it's all through Twitch anyway, so it shouldn't go down. If there's a problem with the alerts going down, then that's a problem with Twitch overall, and I'm probably not streaming. So, hooray. Just do it like that. I guess the only other thing that would be better is if OBS had, like, alerts through OBS that you could, like, instead of having to use a browser source, you could just do it through OBS. That might be better, but whatever. Tonight's agenda... finishing up the Epyon. I might stay late tonight, folks. We may hang out a little past due if necessary to wrap up this kit. I'm willing and able to stay long on a Monday if necessary. I know what I'm building next. My $10 patrons voted, and they wanted me to build a knockoff Lego set, and so I will do that. That's on deck. I have that here. The FD35. From Mold King. Mold King made the other initial decar that I have put together, and so now I have that. Laura Crash says, hey, Pat, we've officially hit winter with below freezing temps and some light snow here in Ohio. Luckily, we won't get the several inches of snow people north of me will get over the next day. You may be surprised to hear that here in South Carolina, it is actually a little cold, but we're not going to get snow. But it is a little cold. Dirty's here. Welcome, Dirty. We've got a great crew already here on a Monday. Let me just check a note here, and then we'll get into this. See what my notification here is on Blue Sky. It's my friend DC Pearson liking my post there, my skeet over on Blue Sky. That's lovely of him. DC Pearson, look him up. He's written a couple novels. He is an actor and a writer. You may remember DC from the sketch comedy group Derek. Early YouTube success. They were a sketch group before YouTube. And yeah, DC, also the white guy with the beard in several sketches for Key and Peele. There is a funk band sketch, which is like every funk song, and he is the white bassist in that. Because funk bands always have, not always, but funk bands of that era, P-Funk and the like, often had a white guy. And also DC is just a lovely human being. I don't know. It just made me happy that he liked my skeet. All right, let's get into model kit building here by hitting the button there. There we are. We're doing it now. We're in it. You shouldn't notice at all. I have readjusted where my overhead camera is because it was slowly drifting. The arm holds up my camera pretty well because it's a camcorder, so it's a little heavier than a webcam. certainly. So my camera arm does a pretty good job of it, but it was apparently drifting over time. And then I noticed it today that I was like, I don't like where this is, so I moved it, which shouldn't necessarily affect you in any way, but makes my life a little easier. It had just kind of drifted and then also pivoted a little bit. Aristofan just subscribed for 63 months, saying 63 is a difference of squares, 8 squared minus 1 squared. Thank you for that, Aristofan. Let's throw the Bear Cave Lego scythe emote into the chat. Thank Aristofan. Camera arm is the real drift king, indeed. Sorry for the typo. No problem. Also, I realized I did the repeat so that we got the cool Twitch overlay thing, alert thing, but I didn't hit this button for Harold. So thank you, Harold. I hadn't hit the button, the noise. I had only mentioned that we had that, so I want to do that. Dirty says, last time I was in the Carolinas, I spent a week out in the field during a snowstorm. Yeah, so North Carolina gets some snow. South Carolina rarely gets snow. It has not had snow in the time I have been here, and any of the Christmases where I have visited. But I do know that sometimes in January there has been snow near me, where I am now. 2 years ago we had a lot of rain. Okay, that was 99. Yeah, Dirty. It's a bit of a different thing. A couple years ago we had like freezing rain in January. It was a really rainy January, and then eventually we had some freezing rain, and that sucked. So I am putting on, I'm getting rid of the under gates here. I panel lined all of the, both of our wings here, so I'll just do some touch up. I did that off stream just to make my life a little easier in that portion of it. And now I will just go in and clip some stuff where I need to clip it. And then bring this out. There we go. Pop that in there. And now I will just clean up the panel lines there. Back in the last century, indeed. Years and years ago, in 1999. How long ago was that? Shut up. It was many years ago. I was 19 in the summer of 99. So the winter of 99, depending on when it was, either December or January of 99, I was either 18 or 19, depending on when that snowstorm hit you. You know, just some time ago. You were just starting high school. Well, yeah. I mean, look. I was... how would I put this? Okay, so a thing happened pretty recently at Desert Bus that made me feel ancient and very old. There was a teenager, Desert Bus for Hope, which we rated several times, charity fundraiser for Child's Play that has run numerous years, I believe 17 years. There was a young adult on there, a teenager on there for a couple days, who is younger than the event. And that is not the youngest person that is part of Desert Bus. Penelope, Graham, and Kathleen's child has been on there, but that's a child. That's different. And yes, I've watched that child via internet and hanging out in person grow into like a person with a personality that can talk and has reasons and thoughts instead of just a baby. But nothing made me feel older than like a teenager being there. This is like, yeah, this started before I was born. And that doesn't seem right or fair. I felt very old. My bones hurt for that knowledge. The idea that there are people out there, that there are like full-grown people out there who are younger than Desert Bus. A thing that originally, the first year of Desert Bus was on Ustream. If that makes you feel old, Desert Bus is and continues to be and was cool. Harold, you're right. The Wii will be 20 years old in a few years. Yes. Yes. We age, we grow, things change, things stay the same. It's a cycle. It's a weird thing to think about. It's sometimes better to not think about it. But I do encourage you to still continue to have thoughts about it, because I do think that it is beneficial in many ways to understand the passage of time. You're still trying to catch up on everything from the VST, yes, for Desert Bus. Yeah, I'm behind on my catch up. I am mostly caught up with Desert Bus runs 24 hours a day in 4 shifts. I would see most my general day-to-day stuff is I would catch almost all of the afternoon shift, and I would catch the end of the evening shift after the stream, and then I would go back, or the afternoon and evening, and then I'll go back and watch what I missed later. I don't watch much of the morning stuff, and I rarely watch the late night overnight shifts. Although the energy of the overnight shift does work pretty well for me. And then the year that 2020, when they were all remote, I believe that was the year that Molly Lewis sat in with the overnight shift. And I was not, I'll say this, not in a good place that year. Maybe it was 2009. You know what? It was 2020 where she did. Oh, no. Maybe she did it remotely and everyone. I don't remember. All I remember is I was not in a good space, a headspace, and I stayed up for that shift a lot. I'm in a much better headspace than I was at that time. But I was not in a great way then. So I had the wrong piece there. I was like, I need F17 and F19. Here's F17. Where's F19? There it is. I was like, where's the piece that I need for this? Couldn't find it. Turns out I had already clipped it out by mistake. 2021, 20 and 21. Yes, apparently Monday Night Football played some Puddle of Mud on it, so it's reached classic rock status. I can see Puddle of Mud being classic rock right now. Yeah, you can call that classic rock. It's old. I'm mostly caught up for now. From Zeta, I mostly watched Keep Talking and No One Explodes. Yes, indeed. I also like when Beej just does music stuff. I find that fun. That's often a good time. And then Corey in the mix adds a level of, I mean, Corey is incredible and is very funny. But Corey is the closest thing that shift has to like a wild card. And that is, I do like a wild card. I do enjoy somebody who is gonna like make some moves and go in some odd directions. I can watch Beach 24/7 doing what Beach wants to do. Yes, I agree. Good old Beach Dairy is he is a triumph of nonsense and bullshittery, and I appreciate him. I would say my segment of the year of the Desert Bus, the reoccurring segment of the Desert Bus that I like the most, is probably Ben Ulmer's nonsense this year. I thought was particularly good. Ben Ulmer's take on a Saw, his Saw parody, Jigpaw, I thought was very fun. All incarnations of it I thought were pretty great. The soda or pickle juice was kind of. I think that is a standalone thing that you could just watch without any context and be like, I get this. I don't know any of these people. I don't know why that guy's. What the joke is here. You could watch that and be like, I get this, and I'm rooting without even knowing it. You could be rooting for Graham without even knowing him and knowing how much he hates pickles. Hello to Just Another Spicy. Welcome. Yeah, Jigpaw I thought was very fun. Welcome, everybody. All right. We are now done with our wings. The next step is to, okay. Well, so the 10 in, this is 11. This is 11. So this is going to be this wing on here. When we put this on, this is this wing. which is important to important to know. And this is the first one we did, which was the right wing. So that goes here. So now we need to build the backpack, and then we can add in our wings and things. You liked Broken News? Yeah, I thought Broken News was fun. The one that was just facts about Andrew was pretty damn fucking good. Harold, you have a great night. No, Lord Crashington, this is not a right-wing Gundam. It is a Gundam with a right wing. Those are different things. Important distinctions to be made. Yes, the Julie supercut I thought was fun. Julie was on one throughout the weekend or throughout the shifts, and that was fun. And then I always recommend to people that are familiar with Desert Bus but don't watch the whole thing to find any VST that mentions Jacob acknowledging how much money he has raised for any of the things that he has offered for fundraising, be it the suitcase full of something or the time involved. There is nothing better than Jacob having a real emotional moment, realizing how much money he personally, not even as a collective or part of a team, but just himself has raised for Child's Play. In those moments. Those moments are wonderful because Jacob Burgess is a lovely man. Yes. The first suitcase is remarkable, and just like him, like Erica being like, can we show a couple things? Like, how about we show a few things? That's always fun. And his reactions to how much they raised are wonderful. One of my regrets, there are many regrets that exist in this wide world of mine, of ours, I'll say. But one of them is that I didn't get to do more with Jacob pre-pandemic. It's a real bummer that our friendship and kind of blossomed in spite of, and then immediately we had the bullshit of the pandemic. And now I don't know how many PAXs he'll be going to. I don't know the next time I'm going to go to a PAX. I'm also a little bummed to find out I have been going to PAX Unplugged since PAXs came back. That's been the PAX I was able to go to. I am not going to PAX Unplugged this year. And Ben Ulmer's going. Ben Ulmer's going to be at PAX Unplugged. And I was like, what the want to see my buddy Ben, who I also have really appreciated doing some collaboration with panel-wise and such. But yeah, one of these days, Jacob and I are going to do some kind of nonsense thing. I want to do a panel with him about improv and D&D or table games like TTRPGs and improv, and like where those connect. I definitely like something in that realm. I've wanted to do something about that with him for a while. I almost put these in wrong. That would have been bad. They need to go in like this. I put these in reverse. I don't know if that would have been bad, but it would have been obvious that I had fucked up, so I'm fixing it now before I have to take anything too far apart, which is great for me. And then we need to add the rockets, because this is a backpack, so the backpack has to have jets. PAX happened this year. Yes, so there have been 2 PAXs so far, and there will be a third PAX, Just So Spicy. This is going to be a wild thing to say. This is going to be the first year that I have not gone to a single PAX, with the exception of when they shut down because of the pandemic. Since the first PAX East, I have gone to at least one PAX, because in 2022 and 2021, no, that's right. This is the first year since the first PAX East that I am missing a PAX, because I went to the last 2 PAX Unplugged in 21 and 22, and in 2020 I went to East before the shutdown happened. So I have not missed a PAX. This is the very first East, and it's weird that I won't go to a PAX this year. M. John says, I had to use the spudger for the first time on the MG Death Scythe. Yeah, I mean, sometimes you can mess up a master grade, even though they're, bigger pieces, and sometimes they are detailed, and you can still screw it up. Sometimes you got to use those. It's all gear depending on the region. PAX Unplugged is coming up in Philly next week. Yes, crazy. That is what I'm saying. Unplugged has been the one I've gone to when they came back up. Like, I missed my first. I've now missed 2 West, and then I've missed an East. I missed last year's East, which was the first East that I have missed since it started. And now I'm certainly. I was thinking about going. I'm glad I didn't, because the way my schedule worked out and money worked out this year, that would have been rough. But I would like to go to East next year. I'd like to try to go to East. It's weird not going to a PAX. It feels strange. But I have thought about returning to Boston. It all depends on how I can make that, if I can make that work, right? It's got to be, I got to figure that shit out. All right, so how do you attach? It says there's little notches in there that would make this possible, but I don't see that. No, that can't be how it works. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think I did. I'm going to say, friends, that how I said, I'm going to make sure I didn't do this wrong. I think I did this wrong, because these don't want to move at all, and they should move because they're for the wings. And then these have nothing to lock into. So I do believe that I have done this improperly, and so I'm going to get the spudger out. If anything, I may get West in Seattle. Depends on time and money. I mostly go to Emerald City Comic Con for vacations. Hell yeah. I have only been to 2 Emerald City Comic Cons. I enjoyed my time at both of those. Being in that convention center for a not PAX was weird, but I still enjoyed it. The one I want to go to is Rose. I have no good reason to go to Rose City Comic Con, but in Portland, other than I have some friends in the Portland area, and it would be nice to see them. And I have heard very good things about that convention. So that's definitely on my list of cons I'd like to go to. All right, so let's figure this out. These are pins that I need to. These need to go somewhere. I think they need to go These need to go somewhere is great for me. I kind of want to just look at this and figure out where these things are supposed to go, so that I can make my life easier when the time comes. Okay, these rockets go in like this. All right. That makes sense. Now, I had to put some pressure on them, which you may remember I've said this before on stream. I don't like doing that. I don't like when I have to put pressure on plastic as I'm pushing it into plastic. It just doesn't, it does not appeal to me, that idea. All right, so this is going to go like this. And then these, you want to do the flat side in, so they can go like that. So we want to do the flat side in. I think that's right. And then this needs to go like this. Now, if I did that, yes, okay. These now move as they're supposed to. Great. These are locked in. They can move around, but they're still locked in. Great. I have now done the backpack apparently properly. And then this goes in and then slides down to lock it in place, although a rocket just fell out. I bet these are going to be annoying, but also this is the back of the kit. It will probably be the most annoying if they pop out, but I'll make it work. I can always lock them in position with liquid cement. This is kind of incredible. I want to talk about this a little bit. We were talking about PAX, so we can talk about their owners, the people that run PAX for Penny Arcade. Reed Pop, they run New York Comic Con, they run a bunch of different things. Several years ago, they bought some like online websites with YouTube channels that felt weird because they were about video, like they were like gaming websites, but not like enthusiast sites. Like I'm talking Eurogamer. And that was weird. That felt very weird that they had purchased that. Okay, so we got to push these up. And then we got to push F26 on there. Apparently, Reed is looking to sell those sites. Looking for gamesindustry.biz, Eurogamer, Rock Paper Shotgun, VG247, and Dicebreaker. And they are not trying to sell EGX or MCM, which are events. Why they ran events under those things anyway, I don't know. Nobody quite understands why they're selling some of the Gamer Network. But yeah, they're not getting rid of anything else. They're just getting rid of their sites with YouTube channels. One of the reasons I mention this is because it's, in many ways, it's the best possible option. One, they probably shouldn't own these sites considering what they run. It's kind of weird. And two, they're not just closing them flat out. They are looking to sell them. Now, obviously, who they sell to means a lot for the sake of these sites. It also could spell, an eventual sale that could lead to a closure. Or who they sell to could say, great, we need you, as part of this sale, we need you to lay off 25% of the workforce so that it's sleeker when it comes to us. A number of things could go bad with this. I do want to point out that the blog, Eurogamer, has an editor's blog here saying, editor's blog, Eurogamer owner seeking buyer, the Black Friday sale you didn't expect, which is very good. That's some good, I've got my snark on. So I appreciate that. Respect it. Certainly hopeful for good things for those sites. But yeah. Also, they're getting ready to celebrate their 24 years at Eurogamer. So, yikes. But yeah, hopefully something good will come of it. Oh, no, sorry. They existed for 24. And they start like, well, I guess we're still working on plans for our 25th anniversary next year. It's like, yeah, yikes. But pinging it all within the Black Friday thing means that this page has our picks are the best Black Friday deals. And the bottom is like a poll. What deals are you looking for this Black Friday? So because they mentioned it as Black Friday, it's tagged as Black Friday. And that just adds a level of surrealism to the article, which I appreciate. Lashbrook says, I wish PAX South was still a good thing. I mean, the concept of PAX South, I appreciated. The timing of PAX South was bad. I stopped going to it because PAX East moves all the time. You wish PAX South was still a thing, period. Not a good, you didn't mean to say good. But yes, I understand what you're saying. I agree with you. I wish PAX South was a going concern. I wish it hadn't been in January because I eventually had to decide between the two because there was one year where the time between was less than a month and I just couldn't keep or a month in a week and I just couldn't keep doing that shit. But I did like South as a vibe. To me, Unplugged kind of fills that void, even though Unplugged is obviously differently focused. It is the kind of chill PAX that I'm happy to have with very good energy. Yeah, but there's not really any better times to go to Texas. I mean, weather-wise, sure, but it was too close to PAX East. So I could, and PAX East was my home PAX. That was the PAX I was going to go to. So we're working right now on our beam saber, which has a cable that goes into his side so that it can be powered up directly from the power source of the Gundam, which is a very silly idea that I've always appreciated the logic of. South seemed like the PAX people tried to go for the first year or two before realizing nobody really had time for it. So that was in the case of developers, right? Indie developers, there were mid-size indies or big indies that PAX South kind of became their convention because they were in the middle of the country all the way up to Chicago, and that made sense to them to be like the con that they would go to. But it became rough for bigger companies to justify it. And audience-wise, they were there. The audience was there because, it was a fun convention, in San Antonio. I know there are a lot of people that were happy. Like, Indie Mega Booth was never going to have trouble. It was convincing, like, an Activision-sized company to do 3 PAXs instead of 2 was tough. That show was going to die, pandemic or no. Yes. Yeah, I mean, like, PAX South was an experiment in can we do a third PAX in the U.S.? Because I should say, I keep talking about, there were 3, now there are 4 in the U.S. There were at one point 5 PAXs. It's just, I don't think about the PAX Australia show because I've never been. And so it's one of those things where I'm like, oh yeah, okay. I don't think about PAX Australia, but there are plenty of people, that's their PAX. All right, so this is going to go from our beam saber to the side skirt here. So we got to get that built. Let's see. I just don't want to talk too much about it. So I have to give the update. It happened as we were ending the stream on Saturday. He's going to be on tonight. CM Punk is back with the WWE. It happened. It didn't feel like it made any sense for it to happen. It felt like both sides should not want it to happen, and that it's foolish for either side to have this happen. But hey, don't ever let foolishness stop you from doing something, I guess. It's, to me, not so much sad on WWE's part, but it's very sad on CM Punk's part because he hates that place. He hates that place. He sued a doctor that worked there, successfully sued it, hates that place, and they gave him, they fired him via fax on his wedding day. And he went back there. And that's pathetic. It's very sad. I have not felt for current CM Punk throughout all of his AEW bullshit because, his injuries, certainly I felt bad for injuries. I always do. But it was like, well, maybe he shouldn't be going at the level he is if he's going to get injured all the time. And maybe he shouldn't be a fucking champion if he's going to be injured all the time. And then, of course, all of the fighting and physicality that is outside of the ring that there's no place for and all of that. Certainly didn't necessarily side with him for that. But the idea of going back to a place that you hate is a kind of a sad reel that, like, fucking yikes, dude. You're back there, huh? You're back there? Yikes. Like, that's where you ended up again? Couldn't be me, man. Couldn't be me. Crazy says, I hate that there has to be a metric for a successful con. If it can bring in a major developer publisher. I mean, it's a business. There are conventions that are not for profits. That's not what we're talking about. Like it was a PAX South. There's multiple reasons why PAX South doesn't happen anymore. The number one was lack of interest from the people that Reed wanted to go to PAX to be to like rent space on the show floor and do panels and do music and do big appearances. The response they got from people was, we don't want to go there. Not that they hated it, they just didn't want to go. And that's, if the people you want to put the show on and be like the highlight of the show don't want to do the show, then don't do the show anymore, right? Like, don't, like, that to me was a clear cut. And I think it's better, way better, just be like, we're going to cut our losses with this one than to like try and force it. Also, that show, very difficult to get enforcers, which is the meat and potatoes of that convention working. Very difficult to get enforcers for that because it was so close to PAX East in time, not in distance. So, number of reasons why that didn't work out. That PAX South was neat, but yeah. If big publishers aren't coming, then it's not, big publishers speak, like, get panelists, all of that. It's just, it ends up being rough. If the vibe is good, that's always nice. It's nice when the vibe is good, but it ended up being a tough thing for them to pull off. And I feel for them on that. But yeah, CM Punk's back. It's sad that CM Punk is back for CM Punk. And also just in general, and the discourse and all that. I hope he stays on Raw. I imagine, because I don't watch Raw, but I watch SmackDown. I imagine he will appear on SmackDown, and I will have to hear about it or witness it. I'm not necessarily looking forward to that myself. Okay, so to make this work, you pop this open, which is fucking neat. And then this pops in place there. Oops. Pop that in place. The wire will cooperate or won't cooperate, depending. And then this locks in over it. And then this goes here. Hooray. We did it. Beam saber. Very weird beam sword, I should say. Beam sword, not saber. Beam sword. But yeah, I like PAX South. I wish I had gone the year that the Royal Rumble was also in San Antonio the same weekend, because that would have been neat, but I didn't go to that. Oh, also, if I don't want to hold this, you can have it just on the hilt there instead of that, which we don't need to worry about. Now we're going to build the shield whip. That's right, you heard me. This kit has a shield that's also a whip. And the tail, but whatever. It's the shield whip, Some Sun Gunpla have shield guns. This one has a shield whip. It is what it is. All right, so got that there. And then there's some undergating. This might be the end of the undergating as we know it, which would be great. Clip those. Last week says a group of us got nosebleed seats for the Rumble. Yes. Yeah, I mean, I wish I had gone that year, but that year I decided I was only going to do East and West, and West I had to really bust my ass in order to make happen that year, so I didn't end up making out. But I thought that would have been neat. And then also, because Xavier Woods / Austin Creed was walking around the convention, so we had said, we really should have done League of Heels, but we didn't. We did League of Heels there once. It was a good show. I was happy we did it. It was your first and only time seeing an Undertaker entrance. Oh, nice. Yeah, I've seen. I haven't seen them. I haven't seen them live since they morphed into being all day affairs. But I did see early ones, so I did get to see a few Undertaker entrances, but not like the long ones. I've seen the Undertaker ride a motorcycle to the ring in person on 2 occasions, I believe. Yeah, I believe on 2 occasions. On one occasion, he had an American flag coming out the back of it, rising from the back. And I was like, okay, sure. All right, so this is going to go in here. And then this has to turn down because this is like how the whip works. Get the whip going in there. And then this goes in like this. Well, the only show I went to was Dynamite in Seattle at the beginning of the year. Nice. Yeah, I have not seen AEW live. I would like to, but the place they come closest to me is still, I believe, 2.5 hour drive. So I would need to get there and then most likely stay there and then come back the next day, and that's just not feasible. But I would like to see AEW. I was hoping they would just coincidentally be in New York when I was in New York last, but that did not happen. It would have been weird. Honestly, it would have been weird if they magically were there when I needed them to be there. But it would have been cool if that had happened. Any undergating on this? No, it doesn't look like it. All right. Put this on here. Of course, we'll do a little panel lining once we get it on, or once this piece is done here. We'll do a little bit of panel lining on the outside of this, just to make it look nice and uniform. And then we need G. And we're almost done, G15. We're almost done with this kit. Of course, we'll have to transform it and all that. I thought this was going to take longer in tonight's stream, but I guess it isn't. And then, in the second hour, we'll talk about some manga, because it's Manga Monday. And then we'll talk about some anime. Road trip. Yeah, I'm just not looking for a road trip right now. Also, let's be real. If I was going to road trip somewhere to see wrestling, it would be to go see Deadlock Pro in North Carolina. Because I have friends in that area that go to those shows. So I could see them, and I could see a cool indie that I have watched, online, full of awesome people. And I could see Emi Sakura defend their women's title. And a bunch of other cool-ass wrestling shit. Cool people doing those shows. So yeah, if I was going to do a road trip to watch some wrestling, it would be to see a DPW show, most likely. And sometimes some Joshi Go. All right, that has been clipped out. Here we go here. Our whip moves a little bit. You can also take this piece out and pop it into there, but we're not going to worry about that because we got a fucking whip here. Let's panel line this and then put it all together. What? No GCW? No, I don't want to go to a GCW show. GCW books some fucking awesome talent. Like, yeah, I'd like to see Maki Ito wrestle. Don't get me wrong. I would love to see Maki wrestle. But I'm not necessarily interested in the rest of GCW. Outside of a few performers that show up there. But yeah, I'm not looking to go see one of their shows. A little too much of the old wrestling that I don't watch much anymore these days of. The exception to that being a GCW produced show, one of these days I want to go to Effie's Big Gay Brunch, which is of course produced by GCW. That is a show that I certainly would like to see, because that would whip ass. But not necessarily expecting to see them anytime soon or anything there. Did I put G15? Yes, I did put G15 in here. So now this pops into this. Ooh, wait. What did I do wrong? I put this on the wrong way? I did. This needs to pop off. This needs to pop around. I'm gonna push this in. I may have put this on wrong here. So let's just disassemble this whole shield, because I think I put on the connector piece in a way that it won't turn, and it needs to turn. It actually just needs to be the other way. It doesn't need to turn over because I'm only going to use the whip. So I gotta pop this out here. Or can I? Yeah, because I can't turn this. All right, let's see if I can separate these pieces without breaking anything. I believe in myself. This is the end of this real grade, which has been a fantastic build, but it is time to bring this kit home. And of course, we do have to transform it, so we're certainly not done here. Great. Okay. So this needs to just... Got to go back to this part here. I need to have this piece down. There we go. Oh, okay. There's a little bit of a nubbin on here that I gotta clean up. That is explaining why this wouldn't turn back and forth like I needed it to. Great. All right, figure it out, everybody. Nothing's on fire. Got it going on. Snip these back in place there. Snip this on front. And we're good. We're good. And then I just got to put this piece on here, which will then allow me to put this piece on here. And holy shit, look at this motherfucking kit. Look at this thing. Look at it. Whips ass. And then I'm going to have to figure out the... Okay, and then if I want to put this on a stand, I need the adapter, which is this one here, G27. And then G28 is the other adapter. So this is going to go onto a stand, which I don't have one handy. And then this clips on to the back here on the backpack to allow this kit to... This just slips onto the back here somehow, because there's no good other mounting point on this. So there is a mounting adapter, which I'm not quite sure how to do right. Oh, it just like slips on the back here. Huh. Yeah, okay. It just slips on like that. Yeah, okay. That's the mounting point that goes in the back there. Yes, Lashbrook, there is the whip that is also the tail. But it's a shield whip. Okay, yeah, so that pops on there. Let me pop this back off here. Come on. Come on. There we go. It's good that it stays on, since that's going to be holding all the weight of the kit when that time comes. But okay, we got our whip. We've got our beam sword here. I am now going to take a photo, and then we have to transform this into flight mode. So we'll get started on that. Let me... Oh, I was making a joke on you saying it whips ass. Oh, okay. Yeah, Lashbrook, that went over my head. I didn't remember that I said whips ass. This kit does whip ass, though. So to take this photo, I am going to switch this lighting to this, because I take better photos in that lighting. I know that this is not good for building, for y'all to see while I'm building, but this lighting is very good for overhead photos of kits. I found that my photos look so much better when I use this lighting as opposed to the other one. So can I whip this back in? Just want to have this whip show up underneath this here. Great, that looks good. Then we'll go back to that lighting, because we still need to transform it. We'll get started with that. Obviously, we're going to take a pause for the cause. I'll talk about ways you can support the channel. And then I'm going to talk about some anime and other things and manga in the second hour as I get ready for this. And then we'll get started with the FD35 from Initial D. Okay, so I'm going to remove this part, because we don't need that. We don't need the hands at all, so I'm going to take the hands off. But it'll be easier. There. We don't want this on. We don't want this hands on. Okay, so we want arms like this. We want claws up. That. Claws up like that. Our landing claws. Claws up like that on the hands. Locked in place like that. Great. We did that way. We'll see if this transformation is terrible or not. I imagine it will be okay, but maybe not good. These open up. So we gotta open these up like that. That's why these are incredibly complicated. Is to afford that. Then, from the side, we pull this forward. And then this pulls back here. And I'm following this. I don't know how this works. I'm just going off of what they're telling me to do here. I haven't done this, obviously. I guess I could have practiced a little bit, but. All right. And then this has to go up. And up and over. That's right. The legs go up and over because these are the twin dragon heads. That is how this kit works. These are goddamn dragon heads. You reduce the problem of, in a transformation of the cockpit, like where's the cockpit go? Is it just on the back of the kit? Is the shield? All of that stuff. It's not a problem if you just have twin dragon heads. And then I'll just do this part here because let's just do this now. We'll do it later, but let's just open up the mouths and pull up the horns. Okay. So then this needs to go like that. No. Wait. Okay, like that. Whoops. That came off. But luckily, that didn't break. It just came off. It came off exactly where you want it to come off. So that's good. So that happened there. And then the tail piece here comes off and then flips around. Let's go like that. And then the tail has a connector point that I don't know where that is. And it does not look... Oh, it's this piece here. Okay. So then this... Oh, and I had a leg come off. That's fun. And so then the tail piece snaps on here. Or the whip becomes the tail. It snaps on there. There it is. That stops on there. And that's it. And then there's another connector, which we're not going to use, that goes in the back if you want this on a stand. And then you can just do that. Kind of need a stand here because it doesn't really... Oh, no, it does. Okay. So, is this better than the high grade of this or the master grade of this that I have built? Yes. This flight mode is better in the real grade. This is the best Epyon flight mode that I have ever built. Is it still good? Is it good? No, it's not good. It's better, but it's not good. It's still a mess because the very concept of it isn't good. Um, like the very idea of it doesn't work. So because the very idea of it doesn't work, in practice it's still kind of a mess. Let's see here. I have, but I will say, it works. It transforms easily, which is nice. And then this I think goes in like here. Oops. Our our V fin came off, which makes sense that it would. And this would come out, and this would connect to a stand. Let's see. Can I connect this to the point where I need to connect it so that I can use the stand? Don't know if I can. I'm like looking at the spot that this is supposed to connect to, and it doesn't seem to want to connect how it should, or how I need it to. Interesting. Weird. Yeah, I'm like pushing, I'm like at the spot on here that it's supposed to connect to do the thing it needs to do, and it doesn't want to. Which I was gonna go and grab a stand and put this on a good stand to see how it looks as a flight mode with that, but I can't get this connected anywhere it needs to get connected to. It's strange. Purposes, yeah, just kind of. Oh, it goes back here. I think I was trying to connect this to the wrong spot, and there is a better spot for this to connect. No, but I can't do that either. There it is. I found it. That is not simple. That is not an easy thing to do. So hold on. I'll be back in a second with a stand. In 1 second. Be right back. Be right back. All right. All right, this is the Gundam Rose stand, which is my most sturdy stand that I have right now. And I would have to adjust this a bit, but let's see. I'd have to like, that maybe. Nope. I'm gonna have to adjust how this stand operates. I like, honestly, I wouldn't at all, right? Like I wouldn't do it in this mode, but I do want to do it for at least a photo because I think that's interesting. There we go. All right, so now let me kind of adjust this so that I can get some kind of photo, a good photo with this. How would you do it? What? I guess I would do like this. Yeah, I guess I'd do it like that. Oh, no, that's just going to fall over. just like that. All right. So we'll go like that. Yeah, okay. There we go. And then I pop this on here. And that's our twin-headed dragon flight mode. I would not display it like this, but I did want to have a photo of it because I thought that would be neat. Oh, I need this one. And now I'm going to take a photo of it in dragon mode, in flight mode. All right. Oh, then I can do like this. As you can see, you can still just see the kid underneath, which is a reason why no thanks. Not interested in displaying it like that. But this is going to go on display in its robot form because it whips ass and looks cool. So we will do that. We'll just switch it back. Then we'll take a pause for the cause, and then I'll start getting into some prep for our next build. But now you can watch me hopefully easily swap this back into display mode or robot mode here. All right, those go in, those go in. These now just flip all the way around and all the way around. I think it would be better if they had figured out a way to disguise the waist thighs better. I mean, the problem is this is an issue with the design period, because this is a thing that was designed for an anime, and then they had to make a mobile suit of it, right? Like, inherently, it doesn't work because it's a bad design idea. Like, if it didn't transform into a two-headed dragon, a lot of stuff of this could just be easier. But they're trying to make an impossible thing work, and it's just very difficult. So it is hard to hide those things because those things are hard to hide. Also, most mobile suits look bad in transformation because they are just, all right, fold this kid in half. Don't look at the head. Just don't forget there's a head there. Forget there's a head and a chest that is just leaning forward. It requires you to do a lot of you just got to believe in it in a way that is impractical. Your suspension of disbelief is rough for it. But regular old robot mode, looks great, whips ass. I am going to apply a little more liquid cement because in transforming this piece did pop out, and the V-fin here is prone to fall out, it looks like. So I'm just going to add a little liquid cement and try to not break the seal on this cement again, because I already did this once. And the hope is that, being on display, it won't move around too much, and that it will remain in position. So hopefully that'll be good now. And then I just got to add in the whip. And then put these on here. I think it's still easier to do this like this. I'm now going to go back in the instructions to see what they say as far as attaching this part here. I believe it just kind of comes in from the back, the bottom of this part. Yeah. like that. Great. And then this just go in like this. And then all I have to do is adjust how this works. And then I just have to find the right spot, which is, not the end of the world, but sometimes a little annoying when it comes to these stands. Highly adjustable stands, which are great. But sometimes you're just like, I don't know what you want from me. Why can't you do exactly what I want you to do here? Stand. And then we'll adjust this like that. Great. And I got to play around with it a little bit, but this is how it's going to look on my shelf. Or my display here is going to take the place of the Calibarn. Calibarn, you are a fantastic kit. I am saving you for a while, but you are getting replaced because this looks rad as fuck. Oh, God. I did take a photo of it, right, in the flight mode. If I didn't, I'll do it after, but I'm pretty sure I did. I did take a photo in flight mode. Great. Oh, thank God. I thought for a second I hadn't, and I got real worried about that. Looking at it now. There we go. Good. Okay. Then we can go back to this lighting. The whip whips. It does. The whip looks so good. I love how long it is, especially because it has to be a tail, but it's so good. I think the Tall Geese 3, whip is great, but this is even better. Because Tall Geese 3 is like elements of the Tall Geese and elements of the Epyon put together. But yeah, this is going to go on display. I'm going to take out the Calibarn. I have to figure out exactly, I have to rearrange things. Actually, honestly, the Calibarn might stay. It might be time for one of the other kits to retire there. One of my painted kits might need to go into retirement. I haven't decided yet. I got to look and see where I want to put stuff because there might be something else I want to pull back out. But also those kits do have stands, and that is important because I am low on stands. I'm going to have to buy a couple of the 144 scale stands. It's probably time to do that. Yeah, I mean, like, this just looked, it's not going to look that good. It doesn't look that good. It's like, eh. The whip being pre-built is definitely the thing that sold me on getting it. Yes, the whip, not having to build this is great. This kit is fantastic. I'm so glad I was able to get it. I don't think you're here tonight. Thank you, Ghost Valve. Ghost Valve bought a gift card to USA Gundam Store explicitly so that I would build this, which is rad. We're past the 10 p.m. hour. We are going to talk about ways you can support the channel. Then our second half is going to be pretty lackadaisical, but I am going to do at least some of my ad reads here. And then we're just going to look at the FD35. We're probably not going to get anywhere started with it. We'll officially begin that process on Thursday. This is more just the cool down period from my second favorite real grade. Yeah. Second or third favorite. The Sazabi is the best real grade I've ever built because the kit is so big, because the Sazabi is so big. It's like building a master grade. The real grade Sazabi is beautiful. Obviously, I got the clear one, the ruby red clear, which is unquestionably fantastic. That's my favorite. The G Gundam kit, real grade, I think is very solid. Although the wings attached to the racer is kind of bad. That's not great. This has been a fantastic real grade. It's up there. It's one of my favorite real grades that I've ever built. So it's top tier. It's top 2 or 3, depending on my mood. But the Sazabi, I have not been able to find a better real grade, period. I'm sure it exists out there, but I haven't seen it. All right, let me get all these sprues out of the way here. I'll do a truncated one because we don't have a lot of folks here tonight. But if you are currently a subscriber to the Build With Baer Workshop, you can throw the Bear Cave, the Lego, the site, the Tier 2 blue emote in the chat. Being a subscriber is the easiest way to support what I do. So thank you very much to everybody who's subscribing. You can use Cash Money. You can use your Prime Gaming token, which, those are the ways you can gift a sub to the community, like Bunny Fiend and Aristophan and Unjan. Reminder, you have got a couple days left. I believe we've got, like one more stream on the 30th where this works on Thursday. Exclamation point CR, the Crunchyroll promotion that's happening right now. If you gift 2 subs in this community, boom, 60 free days trial for the Crunchyroll Mega Fan Premium, their top tier premium, the top of it. You get 60 days of that for $10 in gifted subs, 2 gifted subs. So like, it's a really good deal for you. It's a good deal for me because I get gifted subs, and that's money in my pocket that goes into buying model kits. So, Mchon says, using that deal right now, very good. And if you already have a Crunchyroll account, you make a new one for 2 months. I won't tell anybody. I won't know you did it. And if you tell me you did it, I'll think you're making a great joke. That's what we'll say. You know, I'm looking at this right now. I definitely need to get a stand because I can't have this on a blue. The blue and red just don't work for me. I gotta get a better stand for this. I will in the future. Don't worry about it. Gifting a sub, bits and coins. We didn't have any bits. No cheer this month. No cheer this month at all. It's okay. But if you wanted to, you could. There are other ways to support me. I'm going to go through this as quick as I can so we can get into looking at some knockoff Lego. Okay, here are the other ways to support me financially if you are so inclined, which you do not know. Cheer is for next month. You're right, Lord Grashton. Also, there's going to be some kind of September-like thing. They announced they were going to do something. They haven't announced what that something is. Look for it next month. Patreon.com/PatBear. $1, $3, $5, and $10 tier. If you sign up for my Patreon today at any of those tiers, you will be able to watch a Q&A video that I made. I make a Q&A video that is only for my Patreon subscribers or supporters there. And I answer some questions. And this time around, I answered questions that have absolutely 100% nothing to do with model kit building. I've just got 2 questions asked. What about gaming? And I don't remember what the other one was. It'll come to me later. But those were unrelated to what I do, which is fine. And I was happy to answer them. It was about my anime of the year list and where that was going to be. I'll tell you that. The short answer. cohost.org/PatBear is where you're going to find that. So yeah, I got a Patreon. I got a YouTube channel, youtube.com/PatBear. You go over there, maybe if you want, subscribe for free. Become a member over on my YouTube if you wanted to. There's memberships there, $2 a month. You get my Wednesday videos a day early. The video that I have posted that my members will get tomorrow, this current one, is very stupid. I say silly a lot. I don't say stupid that often. The upcoming Baerly Rehearsed is very dumb. And you'll get to see that a day early if you're over there. And then those are monthly ways to support me. But if you want to support me financially just on a one-off, I have a PayPal and I have a Coffee, and you can send money to either of those. co-fi.com/PatBear or paypal.me/itspatbear. That's right. I have It's Pat Bear on PayPal. I hate that, but it's true. Everything I make through direct donations, through Patreon, through Twitch, through YouTube, which includes AdSense, so watching my videos helps me out, goes into a fund, and I use that fund to buy model kits. Now, this kit, Ghost Valve, bought gift cards for me to build this kit. The most convoluted way to support me financially is, or stream-wise, is to go to USA Gundam Store, buy gift cards. You get email with the gift card codes. Then send me a whisper on Twitch or a DM on Twitter with those gift card codes, and I will use those gift cards to buy something. In this case, Ghost Valve explicitly wanted me to get the Epyon real grade, which I was happy to get. But yeah, it could be anything there. Or you just be like, I don't know, buy something. The easier way to do it is to go to my Throne wish list. I have an alternative to Amazon, which is Throne. Nice little curated place. They're good people there. And then, of course, you can always just go to Amazon. The easiest way to support what I do here. There might be Cyber Monday deals still, friends. You might be able to get in on some Cyber Monday deals over on Amazon. My Amazon list has inexpensive Lego sets, expensive model kits, inexpensive model kits, all kinds of different stuff. Kits with free shipping, kits without free shipping. There's some gear at the bottom, and the gear does seem to be on sale a bit. I recently added, if you just want to help me out, a thing that I probably need to get for myself at some point, but I put it on there. I need some surge protectors. I got the Amazon Basics Surge Protector Power Strips. It's a 2-pack of 6 things. I really do just need another power strip because I gave a power strip to my mother to use, and I'm like, I need one of those. Also, there is a Cyber Monday deal on a better capture device than the adapter I use for my camera, my overhead camera. I would love to have that because I could also use it for other things like my phone or my iPad. And wire that in, and that would be nice for emergencies. Also, the dumb on-air button that I would use, I would figure out a way to mount it behind me, but it would be very silly. That's on sale. And the good big Stream Deck is on sale, which I don't really need. But yeah, it's a good time to cyber, as Lord Crashton says. Yeah, if you want to get on the cybering, feel free to get on the cybering. Other things. I got a Discord. You can join my Discord if you want. Hang out in my Discord. It's a nice little place. You're welcome to come in. It's very chill. A couple of video links for you to check out. Pat Bear's Anime Club. If you missed my the most recent Pat Bear's Anime Club, where I talk about recommendations for this season, you can watch that video if you haven't already. There's some good stuff out this season. There's some not great stuff out this season, but there's still some good stuff, so you can watch that. And then Baerly Rehearsed is an ongoing video series where every week I write and perform a piece of comedy that I have rehearsed at least some amount of. It's barely, but it's there. This one did not get the views that I wish it had. If you haven't watched it, I think it's very fun. It's wordplay. What would happen if there was a farm that was called the Turkey Farm? But that's because the guy's last name is Turkey, and it's not a turkey farm. And then there are other jokes in it as well, but that's the premise, and there are some jokes in there. And I would say, please watch that, because I think it's funny, and it didn't get that many views. That happens. It's okay. Let's see. Anything else? No. All right. I'm going to talk about some manga and then some anime for the end of the stream as we kind of get ready for the next big build on the stream here. So let me prep for that. I need to drink some water. I'm long overdue on water. We'll dramatically transition to the overhead right now. All right. While I get started here and we start getting organized for this, let me tell you about a manga that I have been reading called Even Dogs Go to Other Worlds. Life in Another World with My Beloved Hound. This shit is very cute and very good. You know the age-old story. Guy wakes up in a fantasy world and has to figure things out. And he's like a pretty average dude, but he seems nice. You know, he had a pet. He worked a job hard. He was a hard worker. You know, didn't really see benefits from that, but worked hard, kept it up. His one joy in life was coming home to his dog, Leo. She was a good dog that he had found, rescued. And he just, you know, was just a good dude. And he wakes up in another world, and he's like, oh, I'm here. And Leo's here. But Leo doesn't look like a tiny, froofy dog. Leo's huge. Leo is silver? Leo is a Fenrir. Okay, Leo is a ancient mythological wolf dog. Weird. So our dude is just hanging out with this dog. in a forest. And then there are orcs. Turns out Leo can whip ass. And yeah, they've got, he's not a tamer, but he has tamed this cool Fenrir. And then he meets a young lady, the Duke's daughter. And she's trying to get her younger brother some medicine. And they find it. How weird and cool. There's some saving of that. And then it's just... All right, we're going to get this. We're going to get all of this out here and try to organize it a little bit. It does come with its plastic case. And this book is just kind of like the chill adventures of this dude trying to figure out what it means to be in a fantasy world with a giant, like Fenrir, which is the country that he ends up in, honors the Fenrir as a mythical beast that can change the tide of war, and the founding father of the country apparently became friends with a Fenrir, which had never happened before. So the Fenrir is revered. And so one of the things I like about it, one, it's a pretty laid back little series, cute little fun little series, right? Totally enjoyable. Because Fenrirs are so beloved in that country, they refer to, they want to be respectful to Leo, the Fenrir. And because this is translated from Japanese, the decision that is made by the translation team or person, we don't know, I don't know, is to say Ms. Because basically they're like saying like, Miss Leo, would you like to eat now? So this dog is constantly, this dog that is now big is constantly referred to as Miss Leo, and I find that funny every time I read it. Is this the best isekai I've ever read? No. Is it a fun isekai? It's very fucking fun. There are very good, this one's got good vibes throughout. It's just got really good vibes the whole time. Also, should say that our main dude, it's not just about him being the owner of a cool animal. He also, turns out, his gift that he was given by a god, because everyone has a gift, or not everyone, a lot of people have gifts, is that he can make any kind of plant that is not for food. I don't know why that caveat's there. I think it's so that, like, the series isn't just about him making food constantly or growing crops. But that does mean that he can make any kind of plant that he's seen before, because he does find the rare plant they need for the main girl in the story's younger brother. They do instantly find that. But also, he can make anything that he's seen before, and we're also finding out towards the end of this, the second book, which is around chapter 8, I believe, or chapter 9, is that he can make things that don't exist. He basically makes a plant that is pretty much just an energy drink. And so he's got to be very careful about that. Yeah, it is a fun little series that I recommend. I have enjoyed it quite a bit. I think you will as well. As I put this stuff together, I should make sure to say that like the last Mold King that we built, which is, please don't fall over, this, when we made this kit here, our AE86, just like the AE86, this kit had bags that were numbered, and the first step is to remove all of the contents of the bags. The bags are not to make my life easier as a builder. The bags are to make their lives easier as they pack all of the pieces you need for this, because then that way you can just, double check the bag. You don't have to count all of it over and over again. But the bags have it's not like build everything in bag 1, open bag 2. It's just for accounting purposes, which is still funny, but also kind of annoying. So I am just separating here by color, and then I'm also kind of knolling here as we do that. So yeah, that was the manga, which I thought was pretty fun. Now I'll tell you about. Oops, that's the wrong one. I didn't update it. I Shall Survive Using Potions and The Family Circumstances of the Irregular Witch. This is. I forgot to update Nightbot. My apologies, friends. I do forget that on occasion. So yeah, I'm going to tell you about I Shall Survive Using Potions. I am an episode behind on I Shall Survive Using Potions. I hope to either Thursday stream or Saturday stream. I will rectify that by reviewing the other episode because I don't want to be behind anymore. So I will try to catch up on it. Let's see. What can I tell you about this one? This is the end of the war and the start of the next section of this series. If you have not been watching I Shall Survive Using Potions, let me tell you about it. This is the story of Kaoru. Kaoru died by mistake. She was not supposed to die, and she could not be reborn in her own world, but she could be sent with her memories in a new body to a different world, which is the fantasy world that she's in. She has therefore, she has a bunch of abilities. She can make any potions. This world is not used to that idea. And so she's going around. She is a friend of the goddess of the world, Celestine. She is there to help people, to use her abilities. Her immediate goal is, or the long-term goal is, that she would like to find and she puts it, mediocre husband and then settle down in obscurity. But she has not done anything to help with that because everybody knows her. And in fact, her ability to make potions, which the world has never seen, has caused a whole lot of problems. The fact that there is a country that is a militaristic country called the Algot Empire. They have gone to war in an attempt to claim her. And they have received help from the country that was supposedly neutral, the Holy Land of Rudia. The Holy Land has some corrupt leadership, and also they are mad because who's this girl walking around saying that she speaks for the goddess or is an emissary of the goddess? The goddess one time directly spoke to them, so of course they're the favored nation. We later learned that the goddess has talked to many different countries and does not have any favoritism, which we learned, but we could have guessed because that's not her deal. That's not her style. So anyway, the war, the last episode ended on a fucking cliffhanger. I haven't watched this show in a while, and I was like, oh God, Fran got stabbed. Fran has been fatally wounded. Fran, who is a knight, who is a nice young lady who has been helping out Kaoru. No, Kaoru's like, no, she's not going to die. Kaoru kills the person that stabbed Fran in, I think, the first death of a human in the series. Because at that point, she's just been knocking people out with her abilities. And then she makes a potion that revives Fran and makes Fran stronger. And then she's like, okay, well, to justify what just happened here, Fran, you are now a holy knight of the goddess. And here is your holy sword. Make do with what you will. And then Fran, fully revived with a cool, powerful sword, starts going buck wild and just killing people. And then Kaoru kind of justifies it with like, hey, this is war. I can't be peaceful at times like this. And then the war pretty much ends. The prince, the king's brother, he and his people have been helping out. They take care of business. And then apparently a couple weeks later, there is a peace conference. The land of Rudu is, basically they're like, Rudia are like, nah, we didn't help. No, we're still neutral. And like, no, you're lying. We're going to summon the goddess. We have this one thing to use in emergencies, and this is definitely an emergency. And apparently that was for if there were breaks in reality, you use that to summon her, and not for, we need you to tell your girl that she should come with us. So the goddess appears at these peace talks and is just like, no, I don't know who you guys are. Like, hey, I like that you have. Feel free to continue to worship me, but you are not a favored nation. I don't favor any nations. You're just a place. Why are you calling yourself the Holy Land? Like, nah, get out of here. So the leaders of that faith are arrested are arrested. The country that was the warlike country, apparently part of the reason they invaded is because they don't have their own agriculture in the area. They only have fishing, and they had to start taking over other lands to feed everybody. And they're like, well, what else do you expect us to do? And then Kaoru's like, well, there's an island nearby. Why don't you use your warships and convert those, and you can farm that land to support yourselves. And apparently 4 years later, that's what they're doing, and things are working out. Because yes, we have time dashed 4 years into the future. Kaoru had a day job, but one of the orphans that she has been helping raise has taken over that job, and other orphans are taking over other parts of her businesses and stuff that she was doing. And Kaoru says, all right, it's time. It's time for me to find a husband. She's going to go on a quest. She wants to go to an area she hasn't been to before, where people don't know her as the emissary of the goddess, so she can find a husband. And apparently, we kind of discover 4 years later, Kaoru looks exactly the same. She has not aged at all. She still is still in the body of a teenager. And I think that she's immortal. That by becoming friends with a goddess, friends forever, or friends for life, that makes her immortal. I think Kaoru is now immortal, and she's starting to understand that, but maybe in denial about it. But yeah, I think she is an immortal lady now. Anyway, she's going to go on a journey, and she's like, great, bye everybody, good to see you. Next scene, she's on her horse Ed. If you missed that from 2 weeks ago, our girl Kaoru found a cool horse that she helped save. And because Kaoru can understand any language in the world, she can talk to animals. So there is a talking, to her anyway, horse named Ed. So she's on Ed. She's going to go on a journey with the prince for some reason. And also Prince Roland, Fran, who is her knight, who is sworn to protect her as her sworn knight, and two of the orphan kids that are also dating each other, because now they're like teenagers and they're dating. So Fran's going out. Fran is now the odd wheel, going to go try to bag a husband, but not the shitty prince from another prince from early in the show, who tries to track her down and fails. He has not given up. He wants to marry Fran because Fran is so smart and magical, which are understandable reasons, but not good reasons for wanting to trap someone into a marriage who does not want to marry you. Fucking creep. Dude's a real creep. Dude is a real creep. Continuing to knoll. We're knolling still, friends. We're knolling here. Separating by color. Making life easier so that I can sort this. Very easy on Thursday. And I'll just have to be able to slide these apart, and I'll be ready to go. So that is this episode of I Shall Survive Using Potions. A perfectly fine, fun series that I have been enjoying and that I will be watching certainly throughout. I'm going to try to get caught up because I guess I'm an episode behind. The other show that I have been watching is The Family Circumstances of the Irregular Witch. This episode, sometimes the episodes are like two-parters, or like one half and one half. Like two stories, I should say, not two-parters. Two stories in one episode. This was just one long episode about one particular topic. Alyssa the witch has heard about someone is coming to visit, and she is visibly unhappy with the news that someone is coming to visit her. And Viola doesn't know what's going on, but nobody will tell her who it is. And then at Lyra's shop, Viola encounters a playboy sorcerer who is looking for Alyssa. Viola is like meets this handsome, quote unquote, handsome man. This kind of like, described as like a playboy, and he's flirting with her. And Viola is like, this guy's flirting with me, and he wants to meet my mom. All right, I'm gonna slip him laxatives to fuck with him. And then Viola's like, yeah, well, you're looking for my mom, which freaks this dude out because Ari is Alyssa's father and didn't know he had a granddaughter and doesn't understand why they don't look alike and what's going on and is just kind of freaked out. And then Alyssa arrives and he's like, oh, she's adopted. Okay. That makes more sense. Alyssa is just like, I didn't tell anyone about you and didn't tell you about my parents because I needed you to be old enough to resist being influenced by my dad's terrible behavior, because he's just like a shitty dude, and I didn't want you to be influenced by how shitty he is. So she was kept a secret. And also, he's not actually her dad. He's her mother's brother, but raised her as it was the father figure in her life, and co-parented. So then Alyssa's like, all right, well, you can stay the night, but then finds out that without knowing that it was his granddaughter, he flirted with her, which pisses off Alyssa, and he throws her out. And then Alyssa says, actually, my mom did visit you once when you were a baby. So my mom did see you, but my dad didn't know you existed, or, father figure. And then the laxatives from earlier in the episode kick in. After a kind of touching little scene, we get back into the jokes. And Ari has to leave. And as he leaves, he's like, I definitely recognize Viola. Viola reminds me of someone. So I'm wondering if Viola's parent, if actually he's her dad, like he remembers her mom, like, because that just adds a lot of confusion. If the guy that raised Alyssa is the father of Viola, Alyssa's adopted daughter, like, it just gets confusing in a way that I'm like, I wonder if that's what it is, if that's how what he recognizes is. But maybe he just knew her mom. Maybe it's just sweet and not weird. But this show, that would get complicated, so I wouldn't put it past them. Anyway, that's a fun show. I recommend it. It is, it's not an isekai. The humor, I think, is on point most of the time, and it is a fun watch. So I would say, if you're looking for something silly with magic and such, there's a phoenix that named Phoenix that they treat like a pet cat, and that's fun. So there's some good stuff in there. I would say check it out if you're looking for a silly kind of show with some cool magic involved. Now is the part of the stream, as I'm like still organizing all of this. I want to hear from you, friends. What are you watching right now? What are you playing? You catching up on anything? You can also let me know. Did you buy anything for Cyber Monday? Or did you get anything this weekend you didn't tell me about? Like you get some stuff yesterday or something. Let me know if you've been picking up any deals. You messing around with any deals and such. Let me know. I bought speakers. I had a gift card, like a Visa gift card, and I used that to buy speakers that I needed because my old ones that I got when I moved down here were crappy when I got them and have continued to just get crappier. There was some weird feedback noise that was coming from them pretty recently. So I got rid of those, and now I have speakers that are better, USB powered. I still plug into power, and then a power brick. And then I have, I can turn them sideways, and they fit underneath my monitor, which are easier, so they're not behind my monitor, and I don't have to reach way under my monitor to like plug in my headphones or adjust the volume. And that is very nice. I have found that to be pretty cool. That I am able to just use that like that. So that's what I got there. I haven't bought any other kits since Saturday, or since Thursday, really. Haven't bought anything else there. So no other Black Friday, Small Business Saturday, Rest on Sunday, Cyber Monday deals from me. I'm still playing Hearthstone. I'm still playing Hearthstone. I'm enjoying my time with Hearthstone still. Playing around with some decks, winning some games. I'm in the mood for some new decks. I gotta watch some YouTube videos of some streamers that I like and check out some of the decks they've been working on. I'm looking for probably a new wild deck. I'd like to use. I want to build a warrior deck. I want to build like an excavating warrior deck, maybe a rush warrior deck. I don't know. I got to look it up. That's something that I'm looking to build because I have one of that. I also haven't built a Reno deck. There's a new Reno deck going around, but I don't have that card, so I got to get that. I might have to craft Reno. I don't know. I got to look at it and see if that's something I want to do. But that's something I'm thinking about. And I finished, quote unquote, Like a Dragon Gaiden. Is there more for me to do in Like a Dragon Gaiden? For sure there is. Am I going to do those things? I think I am. I don't know. It's weird. I didn't love it. I did not love Gaiden. I think some of there's just not enough like characters that I enjoy other than Kiryu. Like I'm not vibing with it in the way that I thought I would, and that's a shame. It's a crying shame that I am not loving Like a Dragon Gaiden as much as I thought I would. So I'm probably done with it. I might come back to it. I also got to the point. We won't talk about it again until it's stream time for it. Around Christmas, we will stream Persona 4 Golden with mods. I am now at the point where I have finished most of everything I need to do in that game, other than going in and beating the antagonist, not the final villain, but the antagonist. We got to do that, and then there'll be other things to do in the game as well. But we definitely got to go and do that. It'll probably be the last time I stream it. I don't think I'm going to stream end game, but I will beat it again for myself in my own time. Now I'm going to read what you've been writing. John says, I'm playing the Star Ocean 2 remake. Nice. Watching Muv-Luv Alternative finally. Enjoy. I guess? I don't know. And buying some random anime Blu-rays and books off of Jeff Bezos' terrible house. Yes, sometimes you got to buy some stuff sometimes you just need to buy some stuff from those sites. I installed my 4 terabyte SD in my PS5 and downloaded all the games I own with just under 1 terabyte space left over, says Lord Crashington. So I'm downloading things for the hell of it now. Hell yeah. Oh, downloading because you can is such a vibe. Yes, I totally understand what you're saying. That's such a fun thing to just be like, I don't need this, but what if I have it? Maybe I'll want to play this game that I don't think I'll ever want to play again. I better grab it. Totally understand that vibe. Good feeling to have so many of your games just sitting there installed. Indeed, yes. As John says, that's some good feeling right there. Aristofan's been playing Super Mario RPG for the first time. You're up to the 6th star. It's been cute. Yep, that's a good description of that game. I haven't seen enough of the remake, but that is my memory of the game, is that it's a cute time. So I'm glad you're having fun with it. Lasper says, I know you aren't talking about Spy Family, but I was excited for it to get to the fireworks factory. So here's my thing with Spy Family. Season 2 of Spy Family is just more Spy Family. And I think that's great because Spy Family rules. But it really it's the manga problem. It's the fact that manga isn't always, sometimes it is, but it isn't always written and paced in like, its pace is an ongoing, right? Like, there's always going to be some kind of plot at the beginning, right? There's going to be a overarching plot to get into it, to get you invested because this is a monthly manga that's coming out, or it's light novel chapters that come out, and you got to like engage with it so that you'll be interested, so you want to keep going. And then a lot of manga, especially original manga that's not based on anything, goes into just next chapter, next story, next thing, episodes that are chapters that are just like, and then this happened and it was silly, and like it's still part of the plot, but it's not structured for like, here's 12 episodes and it's going to be goofing around and then it'll get serious. Like, it's just more of the thing I like, right? And again, that is the issue with season 2s of things. I'm finding that again and I don't know if I explained that well, but that's how I'm feeling on Monday night. That's the amount of information I could get out to you on a Monday night. I'm watching The Saints' Magic Powers Omnipotent season 2. It's just more. It's just more of that. And all of the elements of it are good. They're very good. But it's not like cohesive. It's not a narrative. It's just the further adventures. And Spy Family, to me anyway, and maybe you feel differently, but right now, Spy Family season 2 is the further adventures of the Folger family. And I like the Folgers, and I like what happens there. But it's not a crafted narrative enough for me. And it wasn't enough for a 2-core, right? Because like, it felt like, hey, there's terrorists and there are there are dogs with bombs on it. Okay, that's done. And now, several more episodes. Oh, she's a bad cook. Oh, this kid doesn't know how to talk, wants his dad to be proud of him. More of that. It's just like, okay, friendship. And, they're going to hang out. And it just feels like it's, in some points, in some times, it feels a little lacking to me. It's still good, but it's not like banger after banger after banger. All right, so Thursday stream, we're going to start. Yep, open bag 1 through bag 5. Don't open them all together. The instruction booklet is still small. The feel of this feels better than the other fake Lego that I have built. The Halloween Lego and the DeLorean that we built. This Mold King is the best fake Lego I have worked with. I say that not to be a dick. I'm genuine about that. Lord Crash says the only Cyber Monday deal I'm getting is resubbing to Hulu for their 99-cent a month for 12 months with Disney Plus for an extra 2. I did just realize that all of the streaming deals are for the ad tier because they can still make a bunch of money off the ads. Yes, the streamers figured out that they can get the money from ads like you're watching cable, and the subscription price that you pay the cable company and they get a cut of. They can get the whole pie and still serve you ads. It sucks. I honestly rather drop the service for a month or 2 than pick the ad versions. Yeah. I mean, like, I have Netflix for this month. I already canceled Netflix. I won't have it in January. I have Netflix right now because I want to watch Scott Pilgrim, and I went back and I watched some other stuff that I hadn't seen. I have a list of things, so the end of December, I should say, not January. And by the end of December, I won't have it anymore because that is my decision. All right, I'm going to end it here. We are going to raid. That is how we end every stream. While I set up this raid here, I do want to remind you that I stream Tuesday nights where I don't play I play video games. I don't build model kits on a Tuesday night. And I would recommend that you come hang out on Tuesday. We always end with a raid, as said. Yes, John, you're right. Please come on Tuesday as I play a fantastic video game, WWE 2K23, but I'm not going to be playing it. That's the secret. I won't actually be playing it. Instead, I'll be running CPU versus CPU matches, and we're doing our first ever mixed match challenge tournament. The finals will be a mixed match, mixed team, the intergender team, 2-on-2 tag match. And there will be qualifiers. There are going to be 4 qualifying matches and 1 match type we've never done before. And I will tell you what it is. We're going to be using the Elimination Chamber. I have never done an Elimination Chamber match on stream before. It fucking is one of the longest matches that's ever happened. No Merry Kish Mondays. Yes, John. No Merry Kish tonight. We are raiding my friend Liz, so we're going to go raid Liz. But yeah, Mary's not streaming. I was aware of that, so no Merry Monday. But we're going to go hang out with my friend Liz, who is playing... What's Liz doing tonight? She's just trying to get some Chivos, but right now she's looking at animals, it looks like. Looking at some weird fish that kind of looks like a bunny. Liz is very good, people. We're going to go raid Liz. Thank you all so much for hanging out. Come back tomorrow. And like I said, Elimination Chamber match. There's a Battle Royale. There is a tables match, because of course there's a tables match. It's going to be really fun. You'll like it, I think. Come hang out. And I'll talk to you soon. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, 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 goodbye.